Team Pleasant, welcome, welcome. It is Monday night and we are here for team training, and tonight we are going to be talking about a wonderful, wonderful way to make your mornings be a miracle. So if your mornings seem hectic, if your afternoons seem hectic, or even if your evenings seem hectic, this is a way to boost them up and let them be a little more magical. So we're going to do that by doing what we call savers. And you can see I made a little teacher dealio because that's how I roll, right? All right, so here we go. SAVERS are a little acronym that Miracle Mornings for Network Marketing. If you haven't read that book, I highly suggest reading it. If you would like to listen to it via Audible or audiobook, that's what I did. I loved it. I listened to it on the way home from the mountains a few times, and it was just a great way for me to listen and really take it in. Now that I've listened, I actually ordered the book, and I'm going to get it again. It's called Miracle Mornings for Network Marketing. I see a few people are putting that into chat. So listen, over Audible, it is about, I think it's 5 or 6 hours long, guys. It's long. So before you order it or do any of that, listen, the main thing that I got from that was what's called savers. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And tonight's going to be really awesome. It's going to be a little integral. I might even ask you to like get off your butt for a second. Okay, so just be prepared for that. All right. So when he talks about the savers or ways to make your morning, your afternoon, or your evening, because everyone's on a different time schedule, this is just basically a way to make your day better and to bring it back to you. Because what happens is when we get into network marketing, we get into a lot of personal development. And when you start to develop yourself, instead of being just mom or just worker or just wife or just who used to be Casey and now I'm someone different, sparks start to fly. And sometimes those are really good sparks, or you think they're good sparks, and others around you, they don't get it. So that's when we have to stop and we take a few breaths, because we know we're on the right path because we're developing ourselves, or maybe tapping into truer parts of ourselves that we didn't know before. And we realize that everyone's not on the exact same journey with us, and that's okay. That doesn't mean we stop our journey. We just acknowledge it and we keep going. Okay? So let's talk about the savers. The first one is an S. The first S stands for silence. Now, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say, to sit in a silent meditation for 30 minutes is extremely daunting. I'm a yoga teacher. I can't sit in silence for 30 minutes. Okay? I have a little bit of ADD, right? I'm just not going to do that. So what he suggests in the book is doing all of these things for saver for 6 minutes total. So when you think about, okay, could I be in meditation for 1 minute? Sure. And it doesn't even have to be sitting in silence. Okay? This can be walking with nature. I'm just going to mute a few people really quick if you don't mind. This can be walking with nature. This can be sitting quietly, even drinking coffee, looking out the window, listening to birds. Okay, this doesn't, so don't think, oh God, I have to sit and be like, oh, like a monk. Okay, that's not what this is about. Now, if you're like me, I enjoy a led meditation. So there's a couple apps. One is called Calm and one is called Headspace. Those are 2 apps and they came recommended by the author of the book. So I've checked them both out. They're both good. So I'm going to recommend them as well. You can YouTube something. You can YouTube 1 minute meditations. For me, one thing I really love in Gabrielle Bernstein's book, it's called May Cause Miracles. This book is the Jazam, y'all. So on page 112, she does a meditation that I'm gonna actually do with us in a second. So at the end of this, after I explain each one, we're gonna actually do savor for 6 minutes. So you can see what this looks like, okay? So I've got my mark, I'm ready, all right? So A stands for affirmations. And it's so funny that we're talking about this tonight because today Erin, my sister, came over, gold ambassador, rock star on my team, came over and was like, she made a Facebook Live video about the affirmations that are around my house. And I think a lot of times people get tripped up on affirmations. Guys, this needs to be something that you know is true and that you believe. If you write it and don't believe it, the universe knows that. Okay, your thoughts become your actions. If you believe it, if you hear it, if you write it, it will come true. Okay, so a couple ways to do this as well. There's a really, really awesome lady, and I wrote this down as well. Her name is Fiona Lindsay, okay? And she's the CEO of the Network Marketing Formula. She has a list of affirmations that are just for network marketers. So I printed those off, and I use some of these from time to time. Now, affirmations is not anything that's new to me. When I started on my journey of not wanting to be a teacher, I sort of felt very led to this. So all of this just reaffirms everything that I already knew in my gut. Another tool for affirmations that I really love is the Miracles Now deck. This is also by Gabrielle Bernstein, written for her, or by her, I'm sorry. And every day you just pick one. And it's like the one that sticks out. Like the one that I got on Sunday, I don't pick one every day. It's just maybe every few days or once a week, whenever I feel like, you know what, I need a new card. And just sits right where I'm doing my makeup and where I do my hair in the morning. And it just says, I don't dance around the perimeter of the person I want to be. I step in fully and completely. I mean, I love that. And this has been on my deck another couple other times, like during my life. So this is a really great tool as well. All right, so let's go on to V. V stands for visualize. So that's a huge thing too. Visualizing what you want to be, where you want to be, who's going to be with you, what you're wearing, what are the smells, what are you eating, what does it look like? So when you think about what your life is going to look like, you need to think about what that looks like and how it feels. Okay, so visualization is a powerful tool. Guys, our brain is a really amazing, powerful, sexy organ. Okay, the other half of Team Pleasance probably doesn't even understand how sexy the brain is. He might say another organ is sexier, and it's not, guys. It's your brain. Your brain is extremely sexy and powerful. So taking advantage of our brain when we're only using like 20 or 30%. In network marketing, let's at least use 50%, right? 50% of our brain, okay? So the E stands for exercise. Get your blood pumping. There is no reason for us to be slugs on the wall when we own a health and wellness company, first of all. Okay, but when you get your blood pumping, that's oxygen. Oxygen to all the cells in your body, that red oxygenated blood. And when it gets to your brain, it's just going to make you that much more powerful. And that's what we're doing. We're stepping into our power fully and completely, right? We're not dancing around the perimeter of who we are. We're stepping in. All right, so R stands for reading. We know how important reading is. And then S stands for scribing. Okay, so I know you're like, oh God, I can't be doing all this. I got to get my kids on the bus. I got to get to work at 7 a.m. I just drink my Slim and I go. I do all this later, blah, 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 right? I get it. When I read this too and I heard his daily routine, or when I listened to it and I heard his daily routine, I was like, I don't have time, because he was like, oh, I go to the gym for 5 hours. My phone is on airplane mode until at least 11 a.m. And I'm like, hold up, this is scary. I get that, okay? So let's take it down a notch, because we aren't all making you know, maybe $100,000 a month like this guy is, okay? We will, right? But that's later. And then, yeah, we can take an hour to exercise and take wheatgrass shots and all that jazz. But for now, we got to fit it into our schedule. So let's see what a miracle morning might look like if we do it like he suggested for 1 minute each. So that's 6 minutes. You guys are going to go on a journey with me. So I've got my phone here. I'm actually going to set the timer so that we're ready, and we're going to go through these. I'm going to lead you through, okay? And at the end, if you hang on long enough, I'm going to do a really, really awesome lead meditation that I love. It's called Pink Bubble Technique. So hang tight. It's a really, really great way to manifest what you're really hoping, what you're really dreaming for. Okay, so I've got my stopwatch ready. So every time it hits a minute, we'll stop and we'll switch. So this is sort of what I've been doing. I know Erin's played around with it. Duffy Marie, I see you're on the call. You've been sort of playing around with it too. Okay, so the first one is S, which stands for silence. So I already told you guys I don't do well with silence. That's not something I do. Now, could I sit for a minute? Yeah, I could. I don't enjoy that though, and I like to have something to be led to talk about. Okay, or to think about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead you in a meditation for 1 minute, and I'm going to start the stopwatch. So if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. Maybe you cast your gaze downward. Maybe you just keep looking at me, and that's okay too. But I just want you to see what this would look like, okay? So the time is starting, and it's just 1 minute. So I want you just to take a big inhale in through your nose. Open up the mouth and let it go. Do that one more time. Big inhale in. Let it go. Now I want you to envision in your heart a beautiful spark of golden light. So all your whole heart is filled with this beautiful golden light. And as you breathe in, the light begins to shine brighter. Every breath in, that golden light gets more gold, more bright, and even lighter. And then each exhale, it gets even bigger. So as you breathe in, envision the light shining brighter. And on the exhale, the light grows darker. Continue this cycle of breath and enjoy the light show. So it's been a minute and we're done. So all of that might seem like, you know what, that was nothing. Listen, if you stop and take a deep breath one time during your day, you've done an amazing thing for your body. And just now you open up your heart a little bit, and when your heart is open, it's going to allow good things to settle in instead of things like judgment, pity. We want to let in self-compassion and some faith and some grace. And that's what happens when you take the deep breaths and open up, okay? So let's look at affirmations next. And I'm going to ask you to, I mean, if anyone's around, I hope that you feel comfortable enough to say these out loud. And I want you just to repeat after me. So I'm going to reset, and we're going to start. And here goes a 1 minute of affirmations. So I really love myself. Every day and in every way, I'm successful. I am a loving leader. I am transforming lives. I enjoy my business and have fun. I love this one. I dance to the bank with my commission checks. I dance to the bank with my commission checks. I attract highly motivated people to my business. So that's a minute, and those are just a few. So that little affirmation part, guys, that's completely up to you. Some people like one, they pick one. and they say, I am a creature of love. I am a creature of love. I am a creature of love, over and over. For me, I need a bunch, right? So that's what works for me. And I've got them all over my house. I mean, if you go outside and let the dog out, you better be feeling rich, right? Every single place in my house, they're everywhere, okay? So that was the A. So let's look at visualization. So that's going to be the V, visualization. So a couple ways to do this, and we'll do a really cool visualization at the end if you want to hang tight a little bit later when we're done. But I want you to think about, what do you need? Why are you in this? This is where you tap back into your why. So for me, I visualize me and my husband and my 2 kids in Hawaii. I visualize going to the grocery store and buying whatever I want. I visualize having the time freedom to allow my husband not to work long hours. I visualize getting up on stage as an emerald, as a sapphire, as a diamond. I visualize my Lexus parked in my driveway. This can be as little, as big, as materialistic as you want. Don't play small. Don't think, oh, I'm just going to picture my white Lexus because I'll never be a diamond. No, you picture both parked side by side, a white one and a black one, right? Because that's what you could get, right? So playing small, that doesn't work here. The universe doesn't relate well to playing small. So for just a second, I want you to close your eyes. And again, we're going to take 1 minute, and I want you to visualize yourself. So our minute starts. What does that look like? What does your dream life look like? Who are you with? What are you eating? What are you wearing? Right? What does your body look like? What does your face look like? What is your hairstyle? What are you driving? Are you quitting your job? Are you in Hawaii? Are you overjoyed? Like, what are your emotions? What are your feelings? What is your heart saying? That, when you visualize using the heart and what you feel, that's when it's going to be the most effective. So again, it's been a minute. We visualized. We have that in our head. Okay? So E, exercise. This is going to be fun. So we're going to stand up. You're going to stand up with me. You're going to stop yawning. I see you yawning. You're going to stand up. And I'm going to start the clock, reset, and here we go. So arms up, to the side, and cross. And cross, and bring it back up, and bring it back down, and jump up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Arms up, arms down. Shake 'em. Right? So, okay, anything you want. You can kick your legs up. Woo! Kick the legs up. Kick the legs up. Shake your booty a little bit. You can dance around, right? Ooh, ooh. I know you can hold a plank if you want to. You can dance around. You can shake, 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 turn around, and guess what? It's been a minute. Sit down. Okay. So as much as you did not want to get your butt off your couch or off your chair or off your computer table, you just did it, right? Your heart rate got up a little bit. You got a little bit of blood pumping, which is awesome, okay? All right. So R stands for reading. And this is one that we are told all the time, how important reading is, how important self-development is. Guys, it's huge. Okay, so for this, what, you're like, I have time to read, I gotta do this, I gotta go to work, blah, 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 right? So, I mean, I have a couple books. These are some of my favorites. Go for No. What if you just read it for 1 minute? This is book 7 by Jen Hatmaker. Amazing. I mean, this book is the book that made me quit my job teaching and decided I want to teach yoga and write a blog and do this. And I did this. It was called Project 12 for me, but it's based off the book 7. Think and Grow Rich. Because these are huge, huge, huge. Okay? One that I'm reading right now, oh my God, it's amazing. The Power of Intention by Dr. Wayne Dyer. So what we're going to do is, for 1 minute, I'm just going to read you a little section. Okay? So again, I got my clock ready. I'm going to start it, and you can just listen. All right, let me get my clock. Oop. All right, reset, start. So 1 minute is on, so I'm just going to read for 1 minute. Okay, and he's talking about your inner speech, match or no match. We can go all the way back to the Old Testament to find a reminder about our inner dialogue. For instance, a man thinketh, so He is. Generally, we apply this idea of becoming what we think to our positive thoughts. That is, think positively and you'll induce positive results. But thinking also creates stumbling blocks that produce negative results. Below are 4 ways of thinking that can prevent you from reaching for and connecting to the universe. So he talks about creating and thinking what's missing in your life. So a no match for the universe would be, I don't have enough money, okay? A match would be, I intend to attract unlimited abundance into my life. Okay, so it's been a minute. I'm done. So you might think, well, that's dumb. She only read 1 paragraph and 1 example. I got a lot out of that. I know now that I don't need to have a negative thought, because if I do, it's going to turn right back around and be negative. I know how to word my intentions and my thoughts so it'll be good and good for me. And I feel set with that. Now, do I want to read more? Of course. And that's sort of part of it, guys. If you read a paragraph or 2, like later on, if this is in the morning, later on you'll be like, well, I got to finish that up and find some other stuff. Erin, I see that you raised your hand. Do you have a question? Okay. I was going to unmute you if not. Okay. And then the last part says scribing. Again, this is a part that can be extremely daunting for people. And it can be daunting for me, and I'll tell you that. When I get a journal, the blank pages, for me, that's daunting. I think, am I supposed to date them? Or do I write like Dear Diary, like when I was in 4th grade? And instead of thinking that way, using a journal that's prompted or getting some prompts is extremely helpful. So a couple hints. One is called the 5-minute journal, and you can order these from Amazon. They're amazing. Danielle Lepore has a planner with prompts, and I use that. I was just telling Erin this. I used this in 2015, and every day it had you say what you're grateful for and what your goals are. And then there was space to write other things, your Plexus to-do list, your family to-do list, all that. Another journal that gives prompts is called the Bullet Journal. And then another one is the Miracle Morning Journal, of course, which is the one he recommends. When I looked at all of them, the 5-minute journal really, really stuck out to me. So that's the one that I'm gonna order, because I figure if I can spend a minute journaling, I can spend 5. So what I'd like us to do now is journal. If you don't have a pen and paper, I know you guys have your phone very close by. I want you to go to the notes section of your phone, and for 1 minute you're going to pretend that it's 2018 and it is September 12th, 2018, and I would just want you to type in or write down how you feel, what's going on. Are you in Hawaii, guys? Are you in Hawaii with the other Jules? Like what are you doing for 1 minute? Okay, you can write it down or type it down. If you didn't bring that, it's totally okay. This again, this is just examples. So I'm going to go ahead and start our time. So time starts now, and I just want you to write about what your life looks like in 2018, what freedoms you have, what luxuries you have, how you feel, just all that stuff. So time started. And go for it. All right, guys. So that was a minute. So if you can imagine how a prompted 5 minutes would look with the reading, with the journaling, with the visualizations, with the affirmations, Or maybe it's just the affirmations you spend 1 minute and you say, well, I'm going to do a 5-minute journal and set a timer. Does anyone want to share what they wrote? If you don't, that's totally fine. It may have been rushed or whatever, but it's good to share your dreams. It's good to share things that you want. So I see a couple people raise their hand to share. See this, I want my calls to be interactive, so I love it. Okay, so Duffy Marie, you'll share? I'm going
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So what'd you write in that quick minute?
I know. I'm going to go to my notes so I don't have my video on.
I love it. It's okay.
All right. So I said, I'm in Hawaii with my amazing boyfriend, Scott. We are having so much fun, and I'm so excited because it's a stress-free vacation paid for by Plexus, and I'm no longer working for corporate America. I'm with so many awesome friends who I never would have known without this amazing company.
I mean, that I have chills and I'm like about to bawl my eyes out because that's how I roll. But that is just, I mean, that is amazing. That's amazing. I know for me, when my husband and I went to Leslie Zann back in February, she gave us about 15 minutes to just kind of roll with it. And we were just rolling. And it was just really sweet later when we read each other's that we both said, that we couldn't believe we were able to pay for our kids to go to college. And we both wrote down like an exact amount that we were making. It was $50,000 a month, which, I mean, $50,000 a month it's pretty huge, guys. And that's a pretty crazy number. And just, we both wrote that, and we both wrote how much we would use that to tithe and to, I mean, help kids with cleft palates. Like there was just a list of things that were just, it was just really awesome. So that's a practice that I would encourage you to put in. And guys, this might not be something that you do every single day. I would encourage it. I know tonight, even just talking about it and doing just this little bit with you, I feel a little more grounded and a little more centered, which is just a really good way to end the night and go to bed. So it might, for you, this might not be your miracle morning. This might be your miracle evening. This might be your miracle lunch break. So don't put a time. Okay, I guess I was muted. So anyway, I was just saying, I know it's 9:30, and if you need to go, go ahead and go. I just want to lead you on a little visualization, if you have time just to stick with me for a few minutes. I'm going to go through the book called Creative Visualization. She also has a YouTube of this, and you can just Google pink bubble technique or look that up on YouTube. So this is something, guys, I have been doing for years with my mom. And I look back when my mom was doing the pink bubble technique. As a single mom, she was probably pink bubbling money to pay the bills, where I was pink bubbling like making the cheerleading squad. But I will tell you this, and she can affirm this, and she probably will because she watches these calls. Every single thing that I've ever pink bubbled in my life, I've gotten. And everything that she has ever pink bubbled in her life, she has gotten. So there's something to be said for visualizing and affirming and putting things out to the universe and letting them happen. So just give your eyes a quick close, and I'll just lead you through really quick. So this meditation is simple and it's effective. So you should be either sitting or lying, and close your eyes and just start to breathe. Just like we did before, breathing in and breathing out. Feel your body relax And just feel your muscles just start to loosen up. And right now, I want you to imagine something that you would like to manifest. And I want you to imagine it's already happened. Picture it very clearly in your mind. So let's say maybe it's a new car, a convertible, and you're zipping up the mountains and the hair is just blowing in the wind. Or maybe it's a new pant size and you picture yourself just zipping up those skinny jeans. Picture it clearly. Let it be focused. Imagine the people that are with you, and I want you just to feel all the feels. Now, in your mind's eye, surround your fantasy with a beautiful pink light. Pink is the color associated with the heart. So if this color or vibration surrounds what you visualize, it'll bring to you only the perfect affinity to your being. So right now, your visualization, what you want to manifest, is just shed in this beautiful pink light, and I want you to surround it with a bubble. And I want you to watch slowly as this bubble starts to float away. So this is the third step. You're letting go. You're putting it out to the universe where it can manifest. It still contains your vision, but you're just watching it, almost like when you let a balloon go and it starts to drift off up into the air. So right now, that pink bubble is floating around. It's in the universe. It's ready to attract and gather energy for manifestation. So the last step is just to believe that you've let it go and then it's going to happen. So just slowly start to open your eyes and take a big breath in and let it go. So awesome job tonight, guys. I'm so happy that you jumped on the call. Melissa should be back next week for the regular Pink Power calls, but it was really fun to be with you guys over the past couple weeks, and I hope that we get to do it again. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now, and I'll take some questions if you guys have any.